Now that we've made it through a week of one good film from Stuart Gordon, an H.P. Lovecraft story, made it through another shitty Jeepers Creepers film, and well, we had to get through a horror film that wasn't rant worthy because it had some good qualities, but it was still not a good film because it had stupid characters. Man, I wonder what we're gonna end week 3 on. I hope it's something good, and I hope it's, Fuck no! Please!
Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart, not be all else to me, say that thou art High King of heaven, thou art. Hey, wanna play hide and clap?
You would have think. You think they would have stopped after how bad 3 was? No. Apparently not. They thought they could reboot this, still make more, and look at the result. No. But we're now here with episode... I don't want to count this time, but the next episode for Halloween Horror Review 6. And this episode is going to be for motherfucking Jeepers Creepers, damn fucking Reborn. No. No. I can't believe people want me to talk about this. This is gonna be a fucking nightmare. Oh, I always blocked out half my fucking face from the shitty poster. It's gonna be a goddamn nightmare. So, our plot of Jeepers Creepers, the Reborn reboot. We're now set in Louisiana. There's this Horror Hound Festival that holds its first event in the state. And you know what? I wish there was a Horror Hound Festival. I'd go to it. If it did exist. I wish it would, and I'm pretty sure it would probably be way better done than how it's done in this. Among the attendees include our main characters, Chase and his girlfriend Lane. They experience these disturbing visions that are associated with the town's past and the Creeper. And as the festival begins, the entertainment builds to a frenzy. Lane believes that something unearthly has been summoned. Yeah. Unearthly. So, as my reaction, guys, I hated Jeepers Creepers 1. I hate Jeepers Creepers 2. I make a double hate Jeepers Creepers 3. Just when you think it can't get any worse than it did with 3. And you think, maybe things finally can be better. Victor Salva's finally gone. Well, guess what? No. That's not the case even here. This manages, I shit you not, to be even fucking worse than every other fucking Jeepers Creepers film ever made. Like, wow! This film was torture, start to finish. This is not just the worst horror movie of the 2020s. It's one of the worst horror films and worst movies of all time, period. No wonder someone wanted me to rip this apart and warn me about it. Like, I've even had two people testing on Spartan say, just try sitting through Jeepers Creepers Reborn. And heck, one fan who actually does like Jeepers Creepers 3 actually warned me about this too. Actually, you know what? Everybody warned me about this one. Like, this came out in 2022, 3 years ago. Literally around the same month as Terrifier 2. Yeah, and it lost. You know, I'm actually fucking surprised this actually got to go to theaters for a few days. I am shocked. So I don't know how apparently this was so great for cinemas. But I'll get to that in a bit. How was this film even bloody made? So apparently it's an international co-production between the United Kingdom, United States, and Finland. Filming commenced for 3 days in Jackson, Louisiana, on location at Orwell Studios. Yeah, obviously because most of the set looks like a damn theater stage. And the production got moved to the United Kingdom, and due to the pandemic, filming in the UK was split in 2 parts. First bit, November 23rd, 2020, at another studio, finished on December 19th. The second half of filming took place for 8 days, only 8 days, between January and February 2021. And the title got officially confirmed as Jeepers Creepers Reborn in February 2021. And Screen Media Films, once again, kept the rights after they had released Jeepers Creepers 3 in 2017. And upon release, somehow into a few cinemas, Jeepers Creepers Reborn, after being completed, got released worldwide on September 19th, 2022. And viciously panned. People hated the production values. People hated the lack of scares. People hated the shitty dollar store acting. And of course, the film became a lawsuit of Maria Pictures that thought ownership of the rights after producing the other films, and they were not notified of the production. That explains a lot. And it's considered one of the worst horror films ever made. And one of the worst films of all time. And it's not shock. I don't know what good anybody saw in this series to begin with. Why did anybody good sees in that first one? The first one isn't even that good of a movie to begin with. I never understand the hype and appeal it has in the first place. Even without the director, it's still not even that memorable of a movie. Regardless. But what everybody would obviously agree with me on is that the last one and this easily both suck. I don't think anyone's going to argue with me on this film. And I don't think anybody would. If anybody did, I would be surprised if this had fans. Because there is nothing great about this film. I know I said that early, but there is nothing great. So I'm taking too long in this. Let's get on with the mega epic bad qualities and the whole story of how this piece of shit goes. So, first things first. Our creeper this time is revolved around some weird ass cult. And that was just stupid. Hell, the creeper himself looks worse than he did in the third one. This time around, he literally just looks like a person this time. He doesn't even look like a creature. He literally wears a coat now. He just looks bad. And he looks so much CGI'd. In the third one, he was this roaring dinosaur thing that looked like a turd from the toilet out of a fart cloud. His truck was pretty much a Batmobile, immortal, and now can apparently see everywhere he goes. Here, he now has a sonic whistle, and apparently if you touch the record, he'll get all mad. You have a redneck falling in the most anticlimactic way and dying in the most anticlimactic way. Hell, speaking of Batman, the creeper even stands on roofs like Batman, looking down on the whole fields. Even walking away from explosions when he crashes into a Wi-Fi router. Like, how the hell was this able to get made? How the hell was this able to screen in cinemas for a few days? How? This should have been dumped direct to toilets. Even more than the third one. Surprisingly, how the hell was this even edited? And you know something, it's like some random cheap dollar store YouTubers decided, hey, Jeepers Creepers films are great. Well, we can't get the fourth one, so, why don't, we reboot it? Yeah, great idea. Let's make it a horror festival, and let's make the budget look like $10,000. And, let's call it Reborn, and let's not put effort. That'll be great. And they take it to Screen Media Films, and, hey, this YouTube project is great for a movie. Let's take this to the public. Yeah, that's such a great idea. Look how it ended up. It bombed. It got a 2.7 out of 10. It got worse reviews than 3. It's considered one of the worst things to ever be made. Wow. Like, how stupid is Screen Media Films to know theatrical and direct-to-video quality? You get the feeling of, this can't be real. Watching this horrible movie. And, like, another element of Jeepers Creepers Reborn, the abundance of the revolting green screen. Like, you take out a story like there's any semblance of plot to be found, and the lack of budget still gets shown with this lack of imagination. There is no evidence to suggest whoever the hell got involved in this film clearly even watched any of the other movies, or even the films themselves, even be familiar with them. The story goes in weird-ass directions, because the writers clearly never watched the films. Like, you're just waiting for the creeper to whip through the screen and rip your eyes out, so you don't have to watch this movie. Hell, there's times when you can so tell when a scene is green screen just by looking at the backgrounds. And I kid you not, there's like 400 moments of that. Like, you could tell there's no effort to hide the locations. There's no effort to make it look real. It is all green screen and filmed on a bloody theater play stage. In a school, clearly. And the kills here? Oh, the kills suck. Like, since when does the creeper use a bear trap? And the bear trap victim, how the hell would he not know the room would probably be so free of any traps in the first place? Oh. And how in the hell could a bunch of crows just magically pop out of the clouds or something, swarm the characters, make a redneck guy fall off anticlimactically and die? Like, this is definitely, thank God though, at the very least this is the last one they've done, and let's hope it stays that way. I hope we don't ever see the series again. Like, I don't think any director would ever want to touch this with a 39.5-foot pole. Yeah, referencing the Grinch song a little too early, months early. How do we start off? So, at first it's going to start off like a shitty reenactment of the first one, where this time Justin Long and Gina Phillips' characters are now an elderly couple. They're going through the Florida countryside, where a truck tailgates them before passing. They observe the driver next to a church, replacing, referencing the first film again, this body wrapped in a bloodstained sheet and a pipe sticking out of the ground. The elderly lady's like, I don't think we're supposed to look there. Wow, you can't even point out your own cliche? Wow. So the truck chases them to run him off the road, but it stops, and then the old man's like, hey, you want to go back and investigate the pipe? So they go back and investigate the pipe, and they're horrified by what's inside. And guess what? That's not even the movie. It's just some video our real main characters are watching on their phone. Like, there are only 3 proper sets. Like, guess what? Even the 3 proper sets still look fake as shit. The rest is done through green screen. And, yeah, sometimes you need green screen at times, but Jeepers Creepers Reborn, the fake environments look so bad and so noticeable that the characters aren't even working on real grass or closing real doors. Like, all the gore effects look terrible. The monster effects look terrible. The horror hound set looks terrible. Everything in this film looks fucking horrible. The script and story are also bad, and bad cheesy, not good cheesy, and don't make any sense. Like, these are filmmakers that should never direct another horror film again in their lives. I don't think they ever will, considering this film's reputation. And you can tell this is going to be the last one they'll likely ever do, because this series got worse reviews, and the series doesn't have a good reputation because of its director. And of course, this film epically bombed. So yeah, so it's now the year 2021, and our actual main characters are Chase and Lane, who are traveling to Horror Hound Festival in Louisiana, and our guy Chase is this horror fanatic who takes his interest in the urban legend of the Creeper. You remember the Creeper? He's a creature that every 23 years for 23 days kills and eats hundreds of people for disappearing. They even reference that it was 3 movies. Yeah, get it? That's basically now a movie within a movie. And then Lane then randomly stops in the middle of the road to go vomit. And then, of course, our new creeper awakens and decides to feed in order to increase its strength. It first feeds on a dead pig, and the costume looks horrible. Looks like a rubber suit, like you see at the hockey games. And it goes, "Ugh!" Again. The roar sounds worse, and more like some man some grown ass crackhead waking up in the middle of the morning, in the middle of the night, or something. So they go to a gift shop, and Lane has this premonition where she touches this artifact, and then the owner of the place gives these messages to the couple and says, "That's $50. What? $50 for those? Take it or leave it. Okay, fine. Here." And then, of course, at the hotel, Lane takes his pregnancy test that gets interrupted when Crow slams in a window. And, of course, while there, Lane gives her... No. The guy, Chase, gives Lane these costumes to try on. And when she goes in the room to change, literally he asks, "Can I see?" "No." Are you a fucking pervert or something? Wow, like I'm surprised you even have a girlfriend if you ask something like that. Like, I'm surprised, like, I am shocked that this girl even dates you. You're gonna ask if you can see her change into them? Fuck you. Yeah, I already want to slap a kill me on this character already. She tries on a few costumes, and then finally picks this dress, and they head off to Horror Hound. So they go to Horror Hound, they pass by these church rebels trying to get them not to go in there. Elaine picks up this shuriken and finds that she's skilled at throwing it, but cuts herself. So then the Creeper just magically seems to get in the festival without being noticed, and starts hunting. It uses truck, it knocks out the internet. "Oh no, we can't use the internet for this. Well, that sucks." And so they win this draw contest where they have to go to an escape room. It's a Creeper's house, and they enter the place that's hosted by a festival, and they win the place magically. And then Lane has more visions of this stupid cult that appears throughout the film, a strange ritual in the house. So, and then a cameraman, an associate crew goes to document the escape room event, and a tour guide named Stu. And so, yeah, this film is so bad as soon as it starts, in every possible. The acting, the direction, the story, with the Creeper's makeup, and of course, like, everyone that works on it, you can tell nobody has a clue about the films. Like, even if you are a fan of the films, you can tell nobody has a clue about this when they made this. The vibe and set, like, it doesn't feel related to the franchise. This feels so built and obvious and not even real. Some of these actors clearly never acted in a movie before. Like now I'll explain more about the Creeper in this movie. The Creeper, like, this is probably the guy who plays the Creeper. I'm surprised this guy didn't get a Razzie for worst actor. But then again, it must have been so bad that they didn't want to mention this movie at all. So I guess there is that. This creeper was a moron. This creeper was an idiot at getting his victims and so slow as shit. This guy looks like a crackhead. Literally. And apparently didn't even read or watch a thing about the franchise, so that shows a lot. Like, it's clearly just a guy wearing a rubber suit. His face literally looks like a human face. And there's so many plot holes that are filled throughout the film. I can't count all the plot holes because they're uncountable. The creeper's not even trying to scare people, just try to straight up kill them right away. Because everything that goes wrong is made wrong in this film. And as soon as you meet the lead couple, you know they're going to be damn annoying. I don't care for any of them. I don't care for this Chase character. This guy really sounds like a douchebag in a lot of scenes. Like, even almost nearly cheats on his own girlfriend at one bit. And no, this girlfriend isn't even interesting either, because she's just a bland, like, face throughout the whole film. And if this was the plan to try to make us root for the creeper in this version, well, it worked. Well, no, not really. I didn't root for anybody, actually. I didn't root for anyone. Like, and of course with this, come up with something so more unoriginal than a Halloween-themed event. Anything else? No. A Halloween-themed event is, of course, this. And has that been done to death? A lot of times. Like, this literally felt like the House of the Dead 2003 again. So, the group goes to the creeper's house for the whole game. They go for Entry Century Graveyard, where the cameraman realizes out the internet is like, you need to go film this. But what? There's no internet. You need to go film it. Oh, hey, sir, can I have that? I'm out of internet and I need to broadcast this event. It's the creeper he's talking to. It kills the cameraman in shitty effects. And then it abducts the girlfriend. And Chase, no, my girlfriend's kidnapped. No. She awakens bound to this table where the cult and the creeper pierce her abdomen with a knife. Then they go into the house. They fight and argue. You got us in this mess. No, you got us in this mess. No, you got us in this mess. No, you got us in this mess. You got us in this mess. You got us in this mess. You. But then, of course, when one of them fires a pistol, pow! The creeper gets attention, and the creeper leaves Lane. Well, time to go hunt my victims. I'll be back for you later, bitch. And hunts the group through the house and kills all of them, save for Stu and the redneck. No, it's chasing the redneck. The redneck's name is Stu. Yeah, like, what's the thing with this sadistic cult that worships him? Oh yeah, and it never gets explored. It's only for a few scenes, and it's never touched on again. After the cult locked them in the house, you never see them again. Like, this is a film that really shows its ugliness. It's phony green screen that makes you want to throw up all over the place. This is literally a parody of Jeepers Creepers. You know, I'm surprised this is not in a Scary Movie sequel. I'm surprised this whole creeper did not show up in a Scary Movie sequel. I'm surprised. Because this feels like a creeper, if they did parody Jeepers Creepers, this version of the creeper would probably show up. And the writer-director were perfectly fine investing money in this film, and which they should not have. With a no-sense plot, no comedy or horror, you think they would actually try to write something like that? No, they don't. They think it's perfectly fine. Let's release this to the public. It's perfect for theaters. It's perfect. No. Like, once again, why did this need to go to damn theaters? What was so theater-worthy? Like, now does every damn shitty-looking horror film have to go to theaters? Winnie the Pooh shit that's running, or Bag of Money, or Blood and Honey went to theaters. Its crappy sequel went to theaters. Screamboat Willie went to theaters. Mickey Mouse Mousetrap went to theaters. Yeah, all these public domain horror films of children characters have all gone to theaters. Most of them have gone to theaters. Hell, even the mean one went to theaters. And that was from some of the people who did the Terrifier films. And so is Screamboat. Wow. Now they get, yeah, every time, what is this pattern? Is every time they do a Terrifier film, do they have to go and ruin their talent with a shitty public domain cartoons children's character movie? Yes, they probably do. I wish they would not. And start actually doing horror films like Terrifier 2 and not more shitty public domain bullshit. Like, God. Here's the thing. As much as I don't like the first film, as much, those two films looked better than this. Looked way better. There was an actual budget in them. At the very least, I guess the creeper looked like a creature. At the very least. And you know what? It was, and again, another thing. The cast in Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 are actually actors who have acting experience. And you know what? The first film, Justin Long's character's stupid, but I actually like his character. And I wish he actually didn't get killed off. That's the thing. I wish his character survived. It was a sister who died. Honestly, the sister who died instead. I think that would have been better. And the sequel could have been Justin Long's character going out to kill the creeper. If it was done by a good director, that was. You know, someone like John Carpenter, or someone like Wes Craven, or even hell, you know what? Even James Wan would have made a better Jeepers Creepers film. But then again, James Wan didn't have a career yet. His career didn't start till Saw. But you get my point. Then again, they waited way too late to make Jeepers Creepers 3, and everyone knew who the director was already long by then. So that film's reputation got damaged immediately. The fans who loved the first two did not get the film they wanted, which would have been about the creeper finally getting destroyed. Instead, it was just a 2-hour-long advertisement for that film that's never going to be made at all. So instead, got scrapped with a reboot. That was even worse. Had no effort. Was schlockily put out, thinking they could actually make money off of. Turned into a run-of-the-mill teen horror you've seen 1,000 gazillion times before. A horror festival setting, as cool as a horror festival sounds, I would go to it if it existed. It has nothing. At all. Characters you don't care about. I don't care about the stupid redneck. I don't care about the other contestants. I don't care about that girl that's driving them there. I don't care about the couple. All of them suck. All of them deserve their fates. The cult thing goes nowhere. Oh yeah, and after they leave the festival and after the Wi-Fi goes out, you never see the festival again. And at the very least, though, at least it's bloody short and only 82 minutes long, so at least you don't have to sit through the movie that long. At the very least. So now we get on with the finale. So, the tied down girlfriend frees herself and joins the rest of the group. And of course, when Chase, Lane, you're free! Yeah, I'm free, and guess what? I'm pregnant and I will definitely marry you. Yay! I get the girl! No, you shouldn't. You should not. You were not really that loyal. You were a pervert or in the hotel earlier. You basically made her go to this event in the first place. You ignored her warnings that maybe this whole escape room wouldn't be a great idea. You should be dumped. You should be left in the house. Like you deserve. And they discover our cult people. Alright, they discover the cult people are Madam Carnage, Lady Manila, and many others. Apparently they were all worshipping the creeper, and this escape room was to lure victims to the house to feed it. And they want Lane to lure the creeper outside so Chase and Stu can put the weather vane onto it and kill it. So Lane's like, how do you like your eyesight, bitch? And blinds the creeper with its weapon. And then, of course, it literally looks horrible. It literally looks as if it's a mask trapped on the creeper's face. And that's why he can't see. But these two are able to push off a weather vane. And guess what? You want to know how it falls? It falls like... It goes fast forward. It turns so small and shrunk on a computer. And it impales it. There's shots when it looks like it's not impaling it. And there's shots when it looks like it is impaling it through garbage fucking CGI. And then it seems dead. And it's a random crows fly in and go, block out the whole screen to consume the creeper, swarm around the characters, somehow makes Stu fall off and die, and then they fly off into the sky. And so, they depart, police find them, they leave the house. What happens to the event after this? You don't know. You never see the event again, you never see the partygoers again. It's like they never existed. You never know what happens. Police pick up the two and they leave. Just like that. And then, of course, meanwhile, though, the crows are back. And the creeper regenerates. And goes, like a wrestler at the screen. And guess what? Yeah, movie's bam over. And you get a shitty techno song that plays in the credits. In the crappy made credits. That's how it's over. But yeah, that is how Reborn into Horseshit Piles ends. Thank fucking God this is the last film of the series. And hopefully I don't ever have to see this series ever again. The other three are not good movies, but this was unwatchable. I thought 3 was unwatchable. Fuck, was this just as unwatchable. Even more. So with that being said, are there any good qualities with the movie? I wonder if there are good qualities. Oh, wait a minute. No! There are 0. There are none. And just about anybody would agree with me. Once again, everybody is going to agree with me on this one. I don't think anybody is going to disagree with me on this movie. Nobody likes it. Even fans who do like the other films don't like this. Nobody does. Nobody likes Jeepers Creepers 3 either, but nobody likes this more. There is nothing good in this movie at all. It is an even bigger pile of horseshit than Jeepers Creepers 3 was. My response to this movie? Actually, 2 of these are my thoughts on this movie. So in the end, Jeepers Creepers Reborn is horseshit, even bigger and stinkier, even more smellier. What can I think? Yeah, whatever, like the kind that the farmers forget to clean up when they're supposed to and decide, nah, I want to sit in my house today. The barn can wait. It's just a barn. It's not like it's going anywhere. It'll do it tomorrow. Like that. That kind. Anyways, that's it for my mega rant on Jeepers Creepers Reborn. And when I rate Jeepers Creepers Reborn, here's how I'm going to rank this movie. Obviously, can anybody see coming? So overall, if you hated Jeepers Creepers 3 and you thought, hey, this can't get any worse, oh, it gets mega worse than any horror movie I've ever seen. So this should never be seen. It should be burned in the incinerator. It should be smashed to pieces. It should be thrown in the garbage where it belongs. It should never see the light of day. It should not be seen by anybody, especially those who even like the other films. And if you're wondering Jeepers Creepers Reborn, I'm going to give Jeepers Creepers Reborn a -0 out of 10. And with that, that wraps up this episode, and that finally wraps up all 4 of these films. Thank God. Finally, I talked about these movies. Finally, it's over. Please do not make another one. Please. I don't care if a good qualified director makes it. I don't want to see any more of these films ever again. Let's hope to hell it only stays like this. So yeah, I don't need to really say to tell me what you thought in the comments down below if you've seen this movie, because I already know what just about all the opinions are going to be. They're probably almost everybody's going to all say it sucks. I can already know that. And so until then, that'll be it for this episode of Mega Epic Rant. Thank you all for watching. And if you like this and want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe to Don G. Corleone.